And welcome back to Tomb Raider 2 with me, Matthew Gaddis, aka Puggy. So today we will we'll do a bit more of the offshore rig level, and we do have our pistols back, and I believe we'll get another new gun in here, the harpoon gun. More on that later, but for now there's just one guy with the club. Actually, I think it's a steel pipe. Yeah, seriously. Apparently that's what they come with. Yeah, apparently they do run a rather shoddy operation to Bartley's goons, so yeah. And if you want to know why the sound is so quiet, the each of the unlike with the original PS1 game, the sound of the rig actually plays throughout after a piece of music, should I say, plays. Unlike originally on the PS1 version, where it wouldn't. And it's very drowning for me, so that's why I turned down the music somewhat for that. Anyway, that being said, here in this room, we will find some things, including on the lower one, the aforementioned harpoon gun. A gun that is very, very effective underwater. Something I wish was in Tomb Raider 1, because if you know about those crocodiles, you know. Anyway, that being said, here we have a switch. This will open a trap door up above, and that means we will have to save the game, because this thing's on a timer. And yes, Lara's rolling ability will come in handy here. So what we want to do is run to the other end as quickly as possible. Remember, Lara does not get her sprinting ability until the next game. And then run and jump and grab the ledge before it closes. And there we go. It's actually, if you played this game before, then it's quite easy. Then in this next room, we will have to deal with some burners again. Oh yes. So I'm going to slide down backwards so Lara can grab the ladder much more easily and not die. The burners are to the left of the ladder, or the right if you're facing this wall. Then what we want to do is pull out one of these movable blocks with the Fiamanera symbol on it. And again, much more kudos in the remastered version. These actually do look rather weathered, rusty even. So yeah. So we will have to get behind one of these things as well. Seriously. There is yet another one there, but I don't know. So push it out of the way, absolutely. And then well, there isn't anything in there, so I'm going to push it back. Now, what I want to do is get it as close to the wall as possible. Not easy, I know, but it can be done. Because I think from this angle, Lara will pretty much get burnt. Seriously. And we don't want that, because there's no water around here in the immediate area. There is, once we climb up that ladder, because we will land in a pool of water. But as for the other block, that is movable, but I don't know. I probably want to move it as close to the thing as possible, yes. And then have Lara go over there. And there doesn't seem to be anything behind these blocks, seemingly, so let's push this one up as far as the wall and then pull it backwards towards the first lot of burners here, and then have Lara pretty much go up against it, if that makes any sense. And then do a running jump to grab the ladder there. Again, it shouldn't be too hard from here. I will save anyway, just in case I fuck it up. And don't go too low, of course. We do not want to turn Lara into a candle, do we? Oh no. And at the very top we have seemingly the long corridor which will lead us to the thing. There's another goon here. Of course there is. What does he have? I don't know, but there is a pathway to the next secret. In fact, he has the red key card, which is somewhat useful. I'm not going to say what yet. This ladder takes us to the gold dragon. Well, this is... Actually, I'm not sure if it's the gold dragon, but one of the secrets outside, which is one of the few times we do go outside of the ring and everything, but yeah. So that being said, let's see. We can get a nice thing. Okay, no, it's the stone dragon. Good to know. Good to know. And that being said, let's move Lara back to where she was and then just drop down as normal just by holding the X button. At least in the PS4 and PS5 version anyway. And over here we have seemingly a that pool that I did visit briefly in the last episode. But never mind that, I am going to jump in anyway. And let's see where this takes us. Anywhere? I don't know. Well, there we go. And then you can actually see the water down there. So, swan dive. Absolutely swan dive. Why not? And then get out of the water. And then run to the other end and around back towards the plane, of course. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with the goons anymore. And now to actually find the thing where the red one is. This time I want to head to the... Actually, do I want to head to the left or the right? I don't know, but pushing the switch will turn off the annoying alarm at least. So let's see, where does this take us? Okay, no, that just takes us back to those two goons, so I should have gone the other way. And whatnot. And then turn around, blah, blah, blah. We have another Doberman there. And this guy has a gun, so be careful of him. As I said, we only have so many medipacks. Unless you were using the old weapon sheet, which I do. Believe it or not, he has some Uzi ammo. And then we have this, some barrels that will get in our way, seriously. And that can kill Lara as well. Should have really jumped off to the right there, because at least that way I would have avoided the barrels and not glitched Lara into an annoying place there. The red pass card will obviously open this door here. This will give us access to the, I'm guessing, this area with the tank. And a few more bad guys come and knocking at our door and whatnot. Including two guys with clubs and whatnot. Now you get off me, I don't want to deal with you. How did you get so much HP? Seriously. It's taking me way too long, even with something as weak as the pistols to get rid of these guys. So a small medipack on that one. Some flares, much needed in some cases. Jump over there to get to the other guy who had the shotgun. I don't know if we'll get our shotgun back, but let's see. No, but he does have some shotgun shells. And then there's this movable block, which will allow us to get over the tank eventually, although we do have to keep switching positions in order to do so. Seriously, that's a thing here. And then, yeah. I'm not doing so well here, am I? No. So run back and jump. Yada, yada, yada. Pull this one out. Absolutely. Yeah, that's basically how it works. Again, some time can be saved by doing the side jump, which does help. The only problem is getting onto the metal walkway here and getting up there. Yeah, that can be a bit of a pain. But other than that, nothing too bad, I suppose. And then jump off, if you can. Roll and then go over to where the box is. And then carefully do a running jump onto it. And then make your way up to that alcove there. If I can get Lara into position anyway. Which you know how tough it can be with Tomb Raider games. So that being said, jump up here, I think, if I can get him into position. Maybe a bit further back. I don't know. And then jump. There we go. It was a risky one there because I wasn't sure if Lara would grab it. Then we go through here and there may well be yeah, there's another goon there. Stop shooting me, mate. Stop shooting me. Now, more shotgun shells. No shotgun, though. Lara's very low health here. Seriously. I'm surprised I didn't use a large medipack here, to be honest. In this room, you will see another keycard door, but we can't do anything with it at the moment. Though we can pull this switch. That will move the water into the other tank. Relatively quickly, even. So, yeah. And then it will allow us to get to the other side. And seemingly to where we can get our next keycard, which is in a huge area full of water. But never mind that. I don't know which way I'm going to jump, do I? I don't know, because you can jump off. Ow. You can jump off to the left, but it's not easily done. No, I'll keep my health as it is for now. And then just do a jump into the water, probably a swan dive. Absolutely, that's what that's for. Long jumps even. Yeah, if I tried to jump in here before, although the only way to get out would be via that ladder. And out we come then. And a few tanks over here as well. Seemingly that did open the door as well, so yay, I guess. And what am I doing? Jumping over the other side, not entirely great, although there is this one switch here. Let's see what this does. Because there is a trap door we can open, and indeed that will give us access to the next area. So slide down, absolutely. And I'll go back in the water, because I do like swimming in the Tomb Raider games. Maybe not for long distances, but you get the idea. No, I'm on the wrong side there. Or maybe not, maybe I am. Let's see. Pull up. And then move Lara up to the left there. Yeah, we'll save. And then go up and jump. Up and jump, go on, don't dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Or whatever Tifa said. Then down we go here. This will give have us end up over in this area with the seemingly giant pool below. And yes, what we want to do here is actually make our way around the area to get to the next thing. Although, having said that, maybe I'll just jump in straight into the water. Even though, yeah, well, there's a reason for that. There's some divers down here. Yeah, seriously. And the easiest way to kill them in the water, and in fact the only way to kill them, is with the harpoon gun, of course. I think it's a bit more effective underwater is the harpoon gun. But don't quote me on that. Also down here is the next secret as well, which is why I jumped straight into the water. Seriously. I already have the Jade Dragon, so I believe the last one is the Gold Dragon. Which in turn will also give us the Uzis back, so yay. Much needed, in fact. Because the only other weapon we have other than the harpoon gun is our pistols, so I would rather a much more powerful gun in this case. Also, you may hear someone breathing. That's the that's Bartley's goons upstairs, not Lara. Yeah, unless I know Lara is quite muscular, but well, I won't say just a woman, but also an adventurer even. So you may well think she may well breathe heavily, but no, that's one of Bartley's goons. It's kind of a scary thing to add in a video game, that heavy breathing, but anyway, over here is where the Gold Dragon is. Just be careful of any divers. There's also a guy here with a club, so not great. Oh, of course, will knock you into the water if you're not careful. Well, it's preferable to two of them. Okay, two of them apparently. Okay, waste my medipacks, why don't you? Seriously. And no, I cannot use the harpoon gun on them. You think one of them would go down, though? But no. Basically, yeah, these guys must have just been waiting for me to come here. Yeah, they don't have anything better to do while in Bartley's employ, but you are seated down here while I torture a monk. And seriously, that's what he does in the next level, seriously. Yeah, anyway, there's the last of the lot, so I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!